guys, welcome to today's video. I am out here in Redington Pass, and we're going to do a 10,000 mile update for my 2020 Jeep Wrangler Willys 4-door. As always, if you have questions or comments, you can leave those in the description, or you can also email me and you will find that in the description as well. I'm out here in Redington Pass, and I'm actually using my 3D camera as my microphone today because it's really windy and I forgot my lapel mic, so the camera mic is not going to pick up very well. But I thought it'd be a good time to do a 10,000 mile update. I took the car in the other day for another oil change, tire rotation, and to have a couple issues addressed. So I wanted to cover basically about a year and a half now with the car. I just turned 10,000 miles, and I thought I'd talk about my overall impressions, any problems that I've had, and what I think of the car overall. If you've been following along, you guys know that I changed from my 2018 Crosstrek to this Jeep, and so far I have no complaints at all. It's a fantastic vehicle. But let's get into real quick things that people mostly want to know about, and that is issues or problems that you might have with a vehicle. When I bought this thing, a lot of people were like, hey, you're going to regret getting it because you're going to have a lot of problems. To be honest with you, mechanically, it's been perfect. I've had no issues there whatsoever. There's just been a couple of two little things really that have been a problem. The first one is I've had a rattle in my door since really the beginning. They addressed that this last time I was in at the dealership, and they took the door off, I guess, tightened the door carrier, and realized that the noise was still there, so that they actually ended up greasing some of the insulation and stuff, and that seems to have solved the issue for now. The other issue that I've had just started about 6 weeks ago, and essentially it has to do with the right side visor here. When you flip it down, the side will basically fall out. So that's awesome. And especially really cool when you're in traffic and you flip it down and then it falls down and it's in your line of sight. You can't see. And you really need two hands because you have to straighten it first and then jam it back up in. And basically what they had to do is order me a new one. It's a known issue, and there's a small ring, I guess, that holds the left side of the visor up, and it's the right side of the passenger side. But they have a bigger ring on the new ones, and apparently they don't break anymore with that change. So we'll see how that goes. One of the things I mentioned a couple times in my other videos is just the kind of vague steering on the highway. It's just something you get used to. I don't have the wobble or any of the dangerous stuff that some of the 18s and I think 19s had, and I'm really used to it now. A lot of it has to do just with the front axle, and some of the suggestions are to decrease the tire pressures. I generally run around 36 psi in here, and it works really well. One of the other issues I wanted to mention real quick, it's kind of intermittent. It doesn't happen all that time, but it has to do with the head unit. And sometimes it just doesn't load. You'll turn the car on and you just get these orange dots across the screen and it's just not loading properly. So that's a little bit annoying. It doesn't, again, happen that often, but the only way that I've found to cure it is to turn the car off, turn it back on, and it seems to load fine. Once or twice it's actually loaded. You can hear the music, but there's nothing on the screen. Overall, though, I have to say the touchscreen's really good. So beyond those issues with the screen, really there's no problems. And I'm guessing it's just a software issue. So if you guys have that problem, let me know. If you have any other issues with your head unit, let me know below. Beyond those few things, honestly, the Jeep's been super solid. I have really no complaints about it. As far as a daily driver goes, I still love it. The viewing from inside the vehicle all around is awesome. The seating position's great. Gas mileage has actually been pretty reasonable. I know nobody buys a Jeep for gas mileage, but I'm averaging over 20 miles per gallon for the 10,000 miles that I have, and that's mostly city driving, some mix. I've been up to Flagstaff and a few other little road trips, but for the most part, that's just driving around. On a daily and weekly basis, I'm generally getting about 20 miles per gallon in the driving that I do. I don't do a lot of stoplight to stoplight, but that's pretty much what I'm getting, and I'm pretty pleased with that, really. Obviously, it's quite a bit less than the Crosstrek, but the trade-offs for me are worth it with the better off-road ability. All right, so I moved inside the Jeep because it's really windy. Hopefully you can hear me. I was driving into work the other morning, and it's starting to cool off around here. So I turned on the steering wheel heater and the seat warmer real quick just to take the chill out of the Jeep. And I'm thinking to myself, here I am driving a Jeep that has steering wheel heater, heated seats, power windows, push button start, remote locks. These things are very comfortable. They're very modernized, and obviously it's still a body on frame kind of thing and solid axles, so it's not the greatest on the freeway, but it's super comfortable on a day-to-day basis, and it's just nice to have that off-road capability. One of the other things that's super cool, as you can see today, I've got just the front tops off. That's something that my other Jeep didn't do. You had to take the whole top off to enjoy any kind of convertible type action. So that's nice, super easy to pull those off, put them in the bag and leave them at home, or you can throw the bag in the back of the Jeep. I've gone camping in here, and you can sleep in the back. There is a little bit more of an incline in here than in the Crosstrek, but it's really not that bad. And if you've got a mattress back there like the Luna Life, it's easy to sleep on. Well, let's talk mods real quick, because I really haven't done much here with the Jeep. This is that bullet point phone mount and GoPro mount here, which I'm really liking. The stuff that I showed at the beginning of the video was filmed on the little GoPro mount here. And this is really nice for the phone. Super adjustable both there and here. So you can check out that video in the my library if you're interested in one of these. Really nice little setup. And they actually sell one that you can get, you can have it on both sides basically, which is cool. And I guess my Hula Girl maybe is a mod. I finally put on a stubby antenna. I got this on Amazon for super cheap, and it works great. I highly recommend this. I just got tired of my other antenna hitting trees and stuff like that as you're driving around the trail. The paint, the tires, all that stuff is holding up great. A lot of people ask about tire noise, and honestly, yes, you can hear them. On the freeway you can hear them, but they're really not that bad. They've done a good job of insulating the Jeep. Gosh, which reminds me, one of the other mods I have too is the Hothead headliners and Sound Assassin strips, which I think looks really good, and I think it did help. I think it did quiet things down. Definitely got rid of the echo that's inside the Jeep. Last thing is the Arizona grill. That's really about it. I just wanted to touch those few things, give you an update on how the Jeep's going. I'm loving this thing. And if there's any questions I can answer for you, or you have any comments, as always, you can leave those below. Or if you have detailed questions, you can send me an email. Happy to help out if I can. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.